see somebody running for city council, they might think, yeah, they'll never be able to know that I wrote this. You running for school committee? Come on, man, you're gonna do something that has no logic to it whatsoever? And what do you gain out of attacking Turtle Boy and Gaffney? Gaffney's running for city council and mayor. Turtle Boy's a public news person or something, or a blogger. No, I ain't gonna buy that. I just think somebody who read your article and stuff like that just got overwhelmed with their own self-importance and ignorance but didn't have any guts to give them the letter face to face, put it in the mailbox, or however they did it. This is what I think happened.
Wow. Turtle Boy Sports. So they are saying that it all started when Michael Gaffney and them found out about his criminal history and made it public. He then shared an article that was a takedown article that was written about Turtle Boy Sports and Michael Gaffney both. He shared an article that someone else, an anti-Turtle Boy publisher, wrote, or columnist wrote, and then he wrote that. He wrote that back. Guess who that is?
Who's that?
That's Sarai Rivera. That's who they decided to take down in the article as well.
That's Sarai.
That is definitely Sarai. That is.
Yeah, about 100 years ago.
Yep. So it's always been Michael Gaffney and basically by second chance Turtle Boy against other people in the city council, and now I guess Deanne Margolis, who's also running for school committee. Not Margolis, Campanetta, that's running for school committee. So I guess we're gonna have to just keep our eyes on that one. But it's true. This is crazy. But
it's like that's what's wrong with this city of Worcester.
Too childish?
Yeah, it's like this is serious big people stuff. These people are running for office that has a direct impact on people's lives, on the kids. The school committees, it's just running for set policies and procedures and things that need to happen to make change in a fast moving, changing society for your kids. So let's play little dirty, stupid games with them. And I'm running, so let's play little dirty, stupid games back. And city council, you should be trying to let the people have confidence in you that you're going to be having their interest at hand instead of just playing these little sandbox games of he said, she said, I don't like this one, and
right.
And this one did this and this one did that. Come on, man. And the things you're talking about are just normal. In today's society, they're not that bad. They don't kill people.
Nope.
He don't rob banks. He grew up and he went into a bad spin, grabbed a hold of himself by the butt, pulled him out of his bad spin by himself, got himself clean. Now he wants to give back to the community by being somebody in the school committee.
Applaud.
That's applaud.
Right.
It's like that's fine. And Gaffney, for your thing like that, I don't know your history. You're a lawyer though. You somewhere along the line, I don't know if it was given to you or you worked hard to get to that law degree and everything. Mm-hmm. That's an applaud too. Now make it work for the people. Get all this stuff together so it starts working for them people out there who are having a hard time grabbing a hold of themselves and making themselves into something that they truly want to be. Instead of playing these sandbox games that this one did this and this one did that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's like, let it go. What you going to give for me right now? I got a piece of bread, but is there any way I can get some butter on it? No.
Right. It hurt. But to me, like, if I had a past like that and it would be brought up because I'm trying to do something better for my life, to me, that's kind of hurtful. I don't know if it's low. because I don't know the exact history of how this Turtle Boy versus him started, but that is a knockout punch when you do hits that could hurt or someone's chances of winning an election.
But who loses?
The school committee, maybe, if he was the best choice for the school committee.
Yeah, but you don't get to know if he's the best choice. If
Right.
everybody's playing in the sandbox, you don't know what the issues are. You don't know what the changes are they want to bring forward. You don't know. It's like, this is what I can do for the city. This is, I'm going to work hard to make this change. And it goes on the other side too. Even though Gaffney's in the school committee, people don't even know what he does.
Right.
This is a fine time to take all your good medals and stuff, shine them up and make them glow. You know?
Right. So, you know what, Troop? Honestly, the city's going to continue the way it's going to continue on. If you look at the people who decided to run for city council this year, no real new faces.
No.
It's either old returning faces or the same old. So
Yeah.
don't complain when the same old has happened to the city of Worcester, or it keeps going in the direction it's going, because you did not do what you should have did for any kind of changes.
That's right.
No, you can't blame anybody but yourself.
No.
For it. I know some people did try, and I'm not talking about all people who tried. There were people who did try to do something, but there's no excuse. Too many people are crying about how bad the city is, with little people doing anything about it.
And the city itself, it's building and it's going to be prosperous. The problem is, the poor people, there ain't no room in it.
You're out of here. Poor people, you're out of this city.
And it's in this, it's just not in this city. I read an article in was it Bloomberg or Wall Street Journal? I forget which one. That about houses and buying houses and stuff. Poor people can't buy houses anymore.
Right.
They can't afford the down payment.
Right.
They don't have any money. And poor people can't afford the rents in the cities.
I know someone right now who's looking for an apartment, Troop, and they were like, most of the apartments that are accepting people now are only accepting if you have housing assistance.
Yeah.
They're not even accepting just regular people who come off the street who's paid rent before.
No, yeah.
You can't find a place to live in here. If you lose wherever you're living right now, you might as well start looking towards Leicester, not Sutton, Spencer, Fitchburg. You better start looking out towards those areas. And guess what? Once they see Worcester succeed the way it's going right now, it's going to those places too. So you might as well, wherever you move to next, you better pop a squat.
And now, Leicester, Spencer, and all you places, I'm sure that, you sit in your little places and you think you're immune to all this stuff, but just like Will just said, this is where the people can only afford to pay.
Right.
So this is where they're going to come. So your whole neighborhoods are all going to start to change too.
Right.
Because they can't stay here in Worcester anymore. Worcester will be a big metropolis full of all kinds of fancy little hot things and good little fancy little places to eat, condominiums all over the place. Everybody will be walking around in three-piece suits and looking all like they're important or something like that.
And then when you get people like Campanetta, Camporetto, who's looking to make a difference, he gets his character destroyed in the media.
For nothing.
For nothing. And then, what changes can be made if you're not able to do anything like that? So
yeah, it's like
I don't know.
Let's tear him down. Yep. But his issues are these. Oh, those are good issues. This really going to help the people who are in this city stuck.
Mm-hmm.
But look what he did 5 years
right.
ago.
But that's you can't blame Turtle Boy on that. You have to blame
I
Camporetto on that too. If you're running, running for something, and all I hear is the negative stuff about you, that's your fault, because you're supposed to be pushing your agenda out there to the people to hear reasons why they should vote for you. If you don't hear those agendas, if I don't hear why I should vote for you, then don't be mad if all I know is a negative thing.
Exactly.
You got to tell me the positive things.
I agree 100%. You can't wallow in the dirt with people and expect just to jump up and be sparkly clean. It's not going to work.
Right. Why are you sharing Mike, why are you sharing Michael Gaffney tear down articles or people who write negative stuff about Michael Gaffney and Turtle Boy when you should be writing about what you're going to do for the
That's
Worcester
it.
Public Schools?
That's it, because you're running for school committee.
Right. I mean, so if you
You
want, people need to vote. People are going to need to hear these things, and you should make sure that you should have a big mouth. And your big mouth should be bigger than anything negative about you. That's how you win. That's how Donald Trump won, by the way.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump, he played right on the issues of the people that he targeted. He
Right.
targeted a group of people that were downtrodden and didn't have any industry.
And his mouth was bigger about those issues than all the negative issues that other people were talking about him. Oh, he bragged about his hands. Oh, Donald Trump, he said this,
Yeah.
grab them by stuff. Oh, he's saying all this.
Oh.
No, he screamed louder and louder about what he was going to do about those people, and that's why he won. I get it, like when Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. Well, your voice better go high as long as you, with you going high too. Or you're not going to win in anything. Going high does not mean being complacent and being quiet and letting all this negative stuff just come out about you.
My whole issue is, but I ain't running for anything. If you're gonna
You
come
should.
and attack me personally and stuff like that, be prepared for me to walk over there and stomp all over you. Because that's just the type of person I am. I said, I ain't gonna play this little kid game, he said, she said. I go over there and punch you in the face.
Well, you're right. You're right. It is.
You know,
That's because
we're
you're not
gonna
running.
We're gonna play big people stuff. Here's the part of me they're talking about.
Right.
And here's the part of me that really wants to do better things for your child so that they don't end up like me. You know? This is the way I play. That's the way I was raised. You could take care of your problems like that. We all go out back and beat on each other.
Right.
But all this little, and then we'll all get together and do something that's going to better the society as a whole.
Right.
And I'm good with that.
Mhm.
So that's the way but all this little in the sandbox kind of name calling and stuff.
Childish stuff.
Yeah, because it's like, really, as the city itself is growing and pushing all this whole group of people out that
Right.
are playing in this thing, that are feeding off of all this stuff, they're not even aware that you can't live here anymore.
Right. And while people are playing this move out game with us, while the city's playing the move out game with us, and while some people in the city, such as Michael Gaffney, are attacking people for their past or for their records or for whatever the case is, they're not doing anything about what's supposed to be going on. We're not, the other side is not doing anything
Yeah.
to promote the side of the city.
Yeah.
Like, for example, nobody's running. Why is nobody running for anything in city council? All these people that complain and protest and we got to do this, we got to make these changes. Now that it's time to put up and shut up May 16th, and this was 2 years ago they were protesting.
Yeah.
They had 2 years to get stuff together and get ready. And now crickets, nothing. So it's hard for me to really feel bad about anything that they're saying, because it doesn't sound like they're not doing anything that they should be doing. So
I don't feel bad for anybody, and I don't fault Turtle Boy for the way he runs his show and runs his blog. That's what Turtle Boy does. It's like, okay, and obviously it seems to work for him, so go Turtle Boy,
Right.
And people want, and if they want to respond in kind, it's like, hey, that just makes more news stuff for you.
right.
But I do have a problem with the politicians for just playing that, because this is a city, it's the second largest city out here in New England.
Mhm.
There's huge money to be made in here. There's lots and lots of money to be made in here. And I'm sure that there's a ghost society that's making all this money.
Right.
That just feeding into this stuff like this. You guys just keep this up and everything, and I'll keep these little puppet masters is just say, I'll just keep pulling these strings and you guys just keep dancing to the way I want you.
Right, and that's all that's happening.
That's all
That's all that's happening. Nothing else is happening in the city, and we can call and have all these people come on, and all these people want to give their side of what they can do for the city. But at the end of the day, if they're not coming to us That's a fault of theirs.
Yeah.
There should be people knocking on the doors. How about, oh, you're Voice of the Voiceless, you have a radio show? Let's come in there and let's talk to you about what's going on in the city.
reach
Let's
this-
talk, right, let's
this
talk about,
population.
yeah, reach
Hey,
this demographic.
And you know, people, if you don't believe, I remember the puppet masters down in Boston at the Vault. I remember the Vault. I remember the Vault used to meet every day in this little itty bitty breakfast cafeteria down there underneath Suffolk University. Every day they would meet for breakfast, and then every day they would go tell Massport what's coming in and out of the city. So if you don't think that there's not some kind of organization like that in Worcester that's controlling all the in and outs of the commerce or the development and everything out there like that, it's not new, folks.
Right.
It's not new. And, you know, you can look up the Vault if you want to, right out of, I forget the year. You can look right up. It's in the libraries. It's in the books, you know. And they controlled everything.
Well, true, all I know is, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything about no dumb protests.
No.
I don't want to hear anything about no sit-outs, no boycotts. I don't want to hear anything foolish, because from 2 years ago to May 16th, all of these things that you were upset about, you could have done something about, and you could have addressed it.
You could have.
And you chose to do nothing.
You know what I don't want to hear? I don't want to hear the whining either about the schools and stuff. And I don't want to hear people applauding that, well, you know, when they get out of high school, they can go to the junior colleges and learn what they need to go to the colleges. It's like they're supposed to know what they need to know to the colleges. The
Right.
junior, those middle colleges are there so that people who don't want to go to college, but they want to learn, they want to engage in a lower level of management or something of that effect. They want to be in just one drop below the professional thing. That's what the junior colleges were there to set up for. They weren't there because the high schools and the public schools didn't teach the kids enough to be able to go to a 4-year college.
Right.
That's what it is now, though, and it became accepted.
Yep.
It became commonplace. Oh yeah, they go to high school, now they gotta go to junior college so they can learn the nuances of going to college. It's like, people, you accept anything, don't
Right,
you?
but at the same time, Troop, that we're at a place right now where even though we should have taken those opportunities in school,
Yeah.
we miss those opportunities now. So just like my wife is getting ready to go back to Quincy College. She's about to go for nursing.
Yeah.
And she should have had all that knowledge and stuff that she should have learned, but. You're gonna have to start from somewhere.
That's
and instead of saying like, I just don't want people to be like, oh well, the city's bad. We should stand up during city council meetings and lift up signs and stuff. Please shut up.
No,
I don't want to hear it.
You should find out what it is that you truly want to make changes on, and then vote for that person.
Right.
You know,
And that's
vote
it.
for that person.
Nobody told. I mean,
Yeah.
or get one person that you want to vote for.
Yeah.
That's
Who's
it.
going to have your best interest at heart? Don't just be voting for somebody because, well, I'm not voting for him because he 5 years ago he did something bad, but he turned himself around, but I'm still not voting for him because this person over here was the one who said that he did something bad, so I'm voting for him.
Right. And not only that, it should be, man, this guy did have a bad past, but I love what he's saying so much that I'm still going to vote for him. And I don't see that, and that's not anybody's problem but their own.
People, this is what I believe in my heart. A bad past, you're still a person.
Yep.
Just because you got a bad past, if you got a bad present, now you're a little dangerous.
Right.
But if you got a bad past, you're not dangerous anymore. You're somebody that has to be. You took it upon yourself to change that past. That shows initiative. That
Right.
shows drive. That shows courage. That shows risk taking. That shows determination. That shows inner fortitudes to stand this stuff. That shouts a whole lot of value related type of things.
Yep.
If you got a bad present, That shows you're a coward. You're just going to go along with the herd because that's the only thing that you can do.
If you lose, there is
I'm
nobody
getting
else.
mad at you
Yeah,
people.
right. It's frustrating, truth, because it is their fault. It's nobody's fault but your own if you lose.
Yeah.
You can saying, "Oh, Turtle Boy wrote this smear campaign about me, so that's why I lost." No, that's a cop out. That's not why he lost.
The Turtle Boy's just doing what his show does.
Right.
That's all it's doing, you know. Yeah, I can't fault Turtle Boy. That's
Nope.
what he does. He's consistent in what he does. It's like, hey, that's what he does. His audience that he does it to is this audience and stuff. He's
Right.
out there to make his money and stuff like that. You don't have to agree with what he does, but you know that's what he does.
Right, because he doesn't have the largest following
Nah.
in the history of there are other followings that are larger than Turtle Boy's followings, and they don't have the most of the votes in the city of Worcester,
No.
anyways.
They don't. But if somebody who's playing politics is going to be trying to take and use that type of media coverage for their own thing and not say what the issues are and do anything.
Right.
Now that's not a person you want to represent you.
Right. Nothing Turtle
No.
Boy Sports says should be louder or in my ear more than what you are trying to run for. And if
Yeah.
I hear Turtle Boy Sports more than I hear the things that you want to run for and you want to run on, it's not Turtle Boy's fault you lost. It's your
yours.
fault. Yep. I don't want to hear. I'm tired of all the excuse making and the blaming
Yeah.
and oh, Michael Gaffney did this. Michael Gaffney, he stopped Michael Gaffney. Like, listen, Michael
Who
Gaffney
cares?
didn't do nothing to you that you couldn't have stopped or you couldn't have overcome on your own. Stop using Michael Gaffney for an excuse.
That's
It's
it.
driving me nuts.
Yeah, you want to win, go on out there and win.
Right.
Win before you even get into the race. Know you're going to win. Have your plan. I'm going to win.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, Dante, you must have known that 5 years ago you had a problem with
Right.
substance. Don't know what that substance is. It ain't going away just because you got the paper side.
Right.
So-
Should have went ahead, jumped ahead of. People should have already knew, not from
Yeah.
Turtle Boy, but from you. I've had a history, but this is what I'm running on, and I want to make sure that the next child in school doesn't run into the same things that I ran into.
That's right.
Period.
That's
That's
it.
all you have to do.
Yeah.
It's
And then
just-
and you're productive now. You're showing great work.
And you know what's the worst part about it, Troop, is you don't even have to go to people's houses anymore. You
No.
used to have to actually get out and go to people's houses and knock on doors and shake hands and all this other stuff. You could use social media.
Yeah.
You could use advertising. You could use Voice of the Voiceless. You could even use Turtle Boy Sports if you want to. You can use whatever you want.
Yeah.
You do not. It does not have to be the way it is, but it is the way it is because no, it's almost like we just want things to magically happen, Truth.
That's
I'm
it.
gonna accuse it of being laziness.
I think it's laziness. I don't know if Gaffney's out there knocking on the door, but I can't see Gaffney out there knocking on doors.
Nope, he's not. But you know what Gaffney is doing? He's
a-
using social media.
Using social
He's
media.
using social media better. He's using it. He's already established. So I don't know what he did a couple of years ago or the couple of years before that to get his name to where it is now.
Yeah.
But he obviously did the work to get his name to where it is now. Now someone has to do the work equal to get to where they are, to where Michael Gaffney is, and then surpass him. If you're not doing the work, then I don't want to hear the complaining about where you about what's going on.
I agree 100%. I
Yeah.
agree 100%. I don't care what it is that you're going into life. If you're going into life with a plan that doesn't have an end point to it, it goes around in a circle, you're going to get awful dizzy,
Right.
but you're not going to get any fun out of it. You're
You've
not
gotta-
going to succeed.
Can we stop giving Michael Gaffney in Turtle Boy Sports the power of the world? They are not the Wicked Witch of the West.
No.
They are not cancer.
No.
They are not the murderous things of this society.
No.
They do not run the society, and you don't. And you can have your own voice. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm another victim of Turtle Boy. I mean, just make sure your voice gets heard. That's all you have to do.
That's all
If
you
you're running
gotta
for
do.
something, make sure your voice gets heard. And if you have a big mouth, such as I do, and you want to use that big mouth to protest, then at least say, while we are protesting, we tried A, B, and C, and those things didn't work. Say, we tried running for city council, but this happened. Or we tried running for this, but this happened. And that's why we're protesting now. But don't just sit around, be quiet, and then wait until school semester, you college kids, and then they'll want to come out and say, let's start protesting. You guys should have come together collectively. That's the first problem with the community. They don't want to come together, and then they don't want to have the same idea. That's why we have so many entities out here in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
But they need to come together. They need to find one, or even if it's 12, whatever changes they want to make, they need to agree on those changes and focus on those changes one at a time.
Yeah, at least focus enough to say, this is where I want to bring it to.
Right.
They're not saying where they want to bring it because they don't have any focus on it. They're just taking the initial instigating part of it,
Yep.
and they stay right there.
Yep.
That's the whole protest is right there in this line. There's nothing after that line.
Yep.
And that's okay. It's a lot of fun for them, I guess, but it's not productive.
So, Mr. Comparetto, we would love to have you on.
Come on, Dave.
Voice of the Voiceless. You can come whenever you please, or whatever Tuesday you'd like. But please, don't come in here trying to spend the whole hour trying to talk about Turtle Boy and Michael Gaffney. Everybody already knows who they are. They don't need to give you to give them free press. What you need press on is what you're going to run on,
Yeah.
and what you plan on doing to make changes to the school committee.
Yeah, 'cause
what you're going to fight for.
I don't care nothing about Turtle Boy.
Right. A lot of people don't.
Or Michael Gaffney.
Right, and even I know a lot of people who are aware of Turtle Boy. They just go to read the articles. That's it.
I never
They go to
even
be
read one of
entertained.
his
Right.
articles.
They go. Oh, I've read some. They go to be entertained. They read the articles
Yeah.
to chuckle, to laugh, to say, "Look how crazy these people are. Look how crazy those protesters are." Then they close the website and then they go about their normal life.
Yeah, that's the people who feeding him.
Right.
So that's all I know about him is this is the population that he goes after to make his money.
Yep.
Works for him.
Right.
I applaud that.
But it just drives me nuts, Truth. We have so many entities in this city of people who want to complain about how racist Worcester is. Worcester's racist? Worcester's racist? And then okay, so it's time to vote. Well, or it's time to, let's get a city council in there that we want to make change.
Yeah.
Crickets.
They don't.
Okay.
They don't get.
Nope.
They don't do a whole lot of work.
Right.
Which is I don't understand that. If you really want to make change, but then again, I do understand. I think this is just the way the population has developed now, and everybody wants somebody to give them something.
Yep.
You know, and then not only do they accept that from them giving them something, they act like they did something.
Right, and that they should be giving it.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
All right, Troop, we got about
Whoa.
another minute and 20 seconds left.
Man, it went too fast.
Yeah, it started getting good at the end. When we started talking about what was wrong with the city, Troop, it struck a nerve when I was reading it, because I was like, I started to feel bad too. I was like, oh man, talking about this guy and his past drug use, that's really low. It's so sad. I feel sad. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This man's supposed to be running to be a leader of the city, and he's crying because someone talked bad about him.
Yeah, all it did, for me it was because it was school committee, and I know that the school committees in Boston and everything, they're going through the same problems of education for the children, wanting to bring better education
Right.
for the children. And what are you doing here in Worcester? You're not even bringing the kids of the school into the argument.
Right. All right, Troop, Mason and Max.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Mason and Max, my two scientists, and my karate expert, and he does plays, he does dance beside those people in his town know Max.
All right.
And my lovely bride, and all special ops. Hooah.
All right. Hope you guys had enjoyed the show. We will see you again next Tuesday. Hopefully we'll get some city councilors in here, or some people who actually want to talk about change and not complain about why things are the same. Each way, Truth, holla.
Yeah, I know. Bam. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but that
And you're
was good.
listening to Community Radio WCUW in Worcester 91.3. Streaming at WCUW.org.
I'm Bud Sargent, host of the Four Green Fields. Please join me for an evening of Irish traditional music in support of WCUW.